All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, humans and pets alike, welcome back to the Roundtable again. Today we have the NA's best talents discussing our North America journey to MSC. With me are from Clockwise, Trex, Coach Deku, Steph Wheezy, Eunice, and Private Dancer. How are you guys doing? Starting with Trex.
I'm very good. I've been bored recently, you know, waiting on MSC pretty much. No NACT, no big events. Happy to be here.
Yeah, Deku, go ahead. Yeah, don't feel shy. Just go ahead and talk right after the previous person. Yeah.
You guys know who I am, man. Good, right?
All right.
All right. I'll take it from there. I'm doing great. Appreciate you, Dave, for having me.
I'm just like Trex. I'm kind of waiting to see what's going on. So here for the discussion. So happy to be here.
Yeah, just we were saying that there's really not with nothing going on right now. We're like scrounging for like Mobile Legends content, whether it's like IESF or like Snapdragon. We're just watching anything we can. We're getting ready for MSC.
There are so many matches. Did you guys see the Paralegic MLBB games?
Did.
Yes, I did.
The guy was playing MLBB with his feet.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Top G.
I mean, imagine if you do one of those like fanny plays.
Nah.
Yes. Yes. Actually, I'm interested to find out what he actually plays. Yeah.
It reminds me of what they used to say was an Asian insult when you're playing like MOBAs. Like they'd be like, "You have no hands." Like, what? You have no hands? You play with feet? Like, I guess we can't say that anymore, man. Because that dude was rocking it too.
Exactly. This guy literally actually play with his feet. So, I mean, there are so many events. And then the good thing about North America, I think to start off, to give people an idea, right? Today, we want to discuss obviously we have NA Best Talents, talk about NA's journey in MSC. But the idea of it, the message I guess we want to send is that there'll be more involvement of North America region on the global stage. And then there are more activities in North America. I think in the summer, there are a lot of community tournaments hosted by every single one of the people that you're seeing here, the community leaders. So it's going to be quite exciting. So make sure to stay tuned for all those tournaments. And in the end, we'll have everybody talk about the tournaments you guys are hosting. So you guys, if you're a player and then you haven't signed up, or you still have a chance to sign up, or are looking to watch, if you're looking to watch those tournaments, where to find them, all of our casters will be talking about the tournaments they're hosting in the summer as well. Well, start off the bat, I want to give everybody a rundown of what we're discussing today. First, we're going to talk about the group stages for the Team OP, Team Outplay in MSC. And we're going to talk about if they make it to the playoff, how is that going to look like? The outlook of Outplay in the playoff. And last but not the least, we're going to give everybody a chance to say their closing statement. So, starting off the entire segment, let's talk about the group stages. Now, what we're having here, you know, I think let's start with Eunice this time, and we're gonna run, let's say, clockwise again. Eunice, what do you think about the group stage for Team Outplay?
So their group stage is what? Onyx and who was the
Burn Flash.
Burn
Right? Flash.
So I know that they have a very good chance against Burn Flash. I mean, that's kind of a given. I mean, who knows what can happen, but against Onyx though, I feel like that's gonna be their hardest matchup. So depending on how they decide to play that day, I mean, it's also like you don't get a second chance. So whoever loses that bracket just immediately goes home. So I don't think they want to go home. So I'm pretty sure they're gonna do their best to stay in that bracket. So I don't know. Those are my two thoughts though. But like, it's pretty interesting. I mean, I did see the rest of the brackets. They all look pretty tight though. So like, I can't even say like one group is so dominated and one group really isn't. So, and also, it was a little bit off topic, but on the actual MLBB esports, Shark was actually mentioned in one of the top 3 roamers by one of the casters, which is actually pretty cool because like, you know, I was kind of scrolling through the slides and I was like, where's OP? What is it? Is there anyone at least that's gonna be mentioned? But Shark actually got mentioned, so I was kind of like, woohoo, go Outplay. But looking at the group stages though, however, they're all tight. They look very interesting. So I'm really forward to see like, not even just our bracket, like all the brackets, they look very good. So kind of want to see how everything goes.
All right, and then Private, what do you? Well, this is actually not Private right there. That was. That was. I mean, now I don't know how Yeah, Trax, just go ahead. What do you think?
So, I think we have probably the most interesting group out of all the groups. I mean, like the Echo group, I think it's pretty obvious Echo will come out on top. Group B and Group C are definitely, I think, the closest groups, I would say, in my personal book. And I think all three teams have a lot on the line, right? Like, ONIC has very, very high hopes right now. They've continuously been seen as a team that should win or at least get second place. They weren't able to do that in M4. And now, once again, they're in MSC in a place where in previous times they've lost in group stages. They've kind of fluked out. So though I do think they are like the strongest team in our group, I think anything can happen, right? Then we have us, OP, which right now, definitely I think there's a lot of people with mixed feelings about OP right now. So they have a lot to prove as well. It's the first team we're ever sending without like MOBA Zane or anything. So I think a lot of eyes are to see how we do representing NA, right? So I think they have a lot to prove. Then you have Burnix Flash, who is in their own home country right now with a lot to prove. I don't think like any of those three teams, I know nobody wants to get sent home in the group stage, but I think that our group stage could end up being a lot more intense and a lot closer than a lot of people think. I do think OP can pull through. And if they don't, then I'm probably not. I'm just going to stop watching MSC the whole time. Be depressed for a while. I don't know. No, but I think we should do good. But I do think the group could be a lot closer than everyone predicts. Because even the top tier team has been known to take losses in groups. We've been known to not do great in group stages. Burnix Flash, you know, I mean, all three teams, nobody has like a perfect record, so anything could happen, I feel like.
All right. What about private? Yeah, let's talk about the actual private. What do you think?
I'm actually really excited because of what I saw from OP at NACT. It was especially with Yureshi. Now, I know there's the whole talk about how they did at NACT minus Yureshi, but with Yureshi and what they had and what they were doing to other teams at NACT was kind of shades of what BTK was doing to teams before they went to M3. Absolute, like, complete domination. Now, I don't know that they can duplicate the success that BTK had at M3, but I know that they are super strong, a lot stronger than a lot of people are giving them credit for. Especially that they have the leadership. From what I was told is that Yureshi was a huge part of the team, whether it comes to drafting, whether it comes to the actual play making calls and stuff like that. Not just that, but there's been talks that even Mirko's been touching on it. Basic and Hoon both went from players who were kind of just existing on the team to players who were kind of taking chances, players who were trying to make those plays as well. And then of course we have Coach Dal, or I keep getting confused because Mirko keeps calling him Dale. But yeah, Coach Dale, and I'm really excited to see what he can do with this team, because my biggest thing that I've been harping on for like a year and a half now is that North America has the talent, but they just don't have the direction or the strategy to kind of like point that talent to. Yeah, and I'm really excited to see what they can do. And I mean, if you guys have looked at the schedule, day one starts with Burnix Flash taking on ONIC, and then day 3 is when you're gonna have that first match between OP and ONIC, and I'm really excited about that. Like, as a North American, I already know like the group 3 is going to be a group of tears, whoever has to go home out of that group, because you're talking, I mean, you got hometown heroes there, Burnix Flash, and then you've got ONIC. And I know from the past that they have been trying to make a mark at one of these live stages. They just always come up just a little bit short. And then of course OP, who's been like, I mean, I'm very confident in what they can do out there, and I'm really excited to see these in the matches.
Okay, I think we're moving to Deku. Deku, what do you think?
I mean, I kind of feel like it's just our bracket for sure is the slugfest, right? I mean, anyone, like kind of like Private said, anyone that loses is going to be painful. Whoever's going home. Obviously, I mean, for me personally, OP gets sent home. That's going to hurt the most. I hate for it to be someone else's region, but you know, I need mine to kind of make it through. It's going to be tough though. It's going to be really hard to see them match up against either team. Onyx obviously is Onyx. They're going to do Onyx things, so it's going to be a rough game. But even Cambodia, right? You got Burnix Flash, kind of what Trek's been saying. They got home field advantage. A lot of pride right now, a lot of ego on the line. You really don't want to lose out in groups in your own, you know, your own region. That's tragic. So they're going to put up a really tough fight. But I am glad though, kind of what Private said as well, is they have a coach. Having a coach is going to be really nice to see. I mean, OP had a great season and playoff run. Unfortunately, they lost in grand finals, but they went 27-1.
Right.
You know, just players, right? You put a coach now with them, we could see them do some damage out there for MSC.
All right. Last but not least, I think we have Wheezy. Wheezy been paying attention to the group stages.
Oh yeah, man. I've been watching everything. I can kind of agree with everybody here. For one, Outplay finally having a coach, you know, even though it's borrowed from Homeboy, it's just a temporary coach, is a huge step forward to help them grow professionally. And that's something that we need in North America. So hopefully we can implement that when they come back. But I do think they have a strong chance. I mean, how we kind of saying it's a slugfest. You know, they are going up against Cambodia over there, Burnix Flash. So regardless to who kind of loses there, yes, there's going to be some hurt feelings. Onyx, I don't think there's gonna any surprise there. Like, I mean, if they get knocked out in group stage, I think that'd be like one of the biggest upsets that everybody would be kind of super surprised about. But in my personal opinion, I really think Outplay has a very, very strong chance. Like, if we just kind of compare them to Burnix Flash, like, I personally, playstyle-wise, I just feel like Outplay's a little bit better. So I think they can pull it off as long as they just kind of perform how they're performing during the regular NACT ring season. Now, if they kind of perform how we saw in the grand finals when it went all the way to a game 7, maybe not. But if they get back to that undefeated route, get that momentum going, then I think we have some good games ahead of us.
I just want to give everybody like an idea of like if you're watching a tournament and you do not know the schedule, you can always go to the Wikipedia page for MSC. Right? I think all the information there are pretty accurate. And then just a quick like a recap. OP's first game is actually on June 12th, and then going against Onyx. June 13th, going against Burnix Flash. So make sure to stay tuned. You can go to this page and get all the information there, right? Everything's over there, the overviews, and then talking about the formats, the casters, everything's there, right? The talents, and the team rosters are pretty accurate as well. So if you need anything, you can always come over here at upcoming matches, the schedule from the right side. You can take a look as well. In my opinion, for someone who has been with most of the players for a long period of time in Jakarta, I gotta say, going there to MSC, the team's it's more psyche than anything else. They got what it takes. I think Eunice saying that Shark one of the best tank players, saying by one of the MPL casters, it's pretty true. I think, yeah, Hoon
was up there too.
Who was rated as the ceiling of techniques, right? Mechanics in North America for a long time. He was known as Power SG, everybody knows him. I was casting his national arena since season 3. This guy can play anything and make it work. And one of the few mid laners that really didn't have a hero pool limit. The challenge for this team is psyche, right? Really just psyche. Are they going there with a focused mindset, you know, with no distractions, with a mentality to say there's nothing else to lose? Let's just do our best and win, right? Or just do our best and forget about everything. Look at all the teams that's like doing so well. They go to a tournament without too much baggage, right? Without thinking, oh, what happens if we lose? What happens if we win? So much imaginations. Just go play, do your best, and then, you know, the rest is history. So the next thing that we can discuss is how about let's give all the casters or talents a prediction of what the chances are. Bless you, Trex. What the chances are of Outplay making it out of the group stage. How about that? Like, is that a good discussion topic? Let's start with Trex. What do you think?
I think they can do it. You want a percentage?
Like
I think
they
got if you gave everyone even, everyone would have 33. I'd give them 60.
Ooh, Art Deku?
65.
Yeah, I can vibe with that too. I like a strong 60.
But that's a lot. just to be clear, like I think a lot of people are like, what do you mean 65? That's a lot. That's a like between 3 great teams. I think that's a really, in my book, that is a very good percentage. I wouldn't put anyone at 100% in the group. So.
Okay, Wheezy, what do you think?
I can agree with that. I was honestly gonna say the same number. I would have been I was gonna say 70. I threw up a 7 real quick, but I do agree with it. I mean, they're a really strong team. Like when it comes down to micro and macro, like Outplay has it. Even when they didn't have a coach. When you look at other teams, sometimes they kind of lack those kind of things. They lack a little bit of discipline. I mean, you got to look at Outplay as a team. They had to go through a lot to get to where they're at, right? No coach. They had to work, grind in and day out, and learn everything as a team, opposed to just having somebody tell you, hey, this is what you need to do today. When you get up, this is what you need to do. So it's a little bit harder. It makes them a little bit more or humble when it comes down to it. So I do think they have a strong chance. I don't think when they do compete in the group stages, I don't see them beating Onyx, at least not in the first. Maybe luckily take a match from them, but I don't see them taking them down. But when it comes, to Burnix Flash, that's where I think that chance kind of will come from is there. Like I feel like there's other teams that we could have got slotted with alongside Onyx that would have made us completely get shut down and kicked out of group stage. But there is a chance for us to make it. They just got to grind it out and keep playing like they did in the regular season.
Eunice, you think it's 62?
Yeah, I was.
Okay.
It's kind of like, just like Czech said, you really can't give them too high of a percentage, but you also can't give them too low of a percentage. It's just kind of right down the middle, and like hopefully they do good against Burn, and I'm pretty sure they will. And just like Weezy said and probably harped on it earlier, like you see all these NA teams and they don't have a coach, they don't have anyone to kind of give them the guidance and kind of like the right pathway to walk down. And knowing that OP kind of just did that all that by themselves, knowing that they have ESM series players, they have people in their team like Hoon Shark, Basic, they have all them, Nureshi, former NXP Evils player as well, and they have the guidance kind of there, but there's not really someone to hold down that ground and tell them like, okay, this is specifically what you need to do, or this is specifically what you need to work on. And there's like, as sometimes you see teams very tunnel vision sometimes with how their gameplay styles go. And we saw this in all as casters in NACT when we were casting a lot of the matches. We kind of saw a lot of tunnel vision happening. We also saw some of the same things getting repetitive and same things, new things as well. But like you want somebody to be able to kind of see you from a Hawkeye view and be like, okay, this is not what you're supposed to do. This is what you're supposed to do, But I would give them. I really hope though they take at least a match away from Onyx. I know like it's a long shot. Obviously, they've been literally one of the top teams, but if that is even a match, that's literally amazing. Like just a match will resemble a lot.
I think they could do it.
Yeah.
They can.
Yeah, Private. You think so too?
This might be a little hopeful of me. I feel like if everything goes perfect, all the stars align, and these dudes were going based off of their talent and strategy and the coaching from Coach Dale alone, I feel like we could even beat Onyx. But I have to say, like, there are a couple of young guys going out to Cambodia, and few of those team members have issues sometimes when it comes to like focusing. Like if we can put Basic and lock him in a closet, uninstall Discord from his phone, and just keep him focused. Like I think we could do like there could be some great things just to kind of keep the entire team focused. With that said, I'm gonna go with what Eunice said too. 1 game off of Onyx, and now I'm just gonna say a sweep over Burnix Flash.
Sheesh. Dude, okay, here's my take on it. The last year when then Valley was screaming in Jakarta, they were actually beating Onyx Indonesia. It was actually we have data, it was actually to Valley's favor. Like a lot of people don't know this, but during scrims, the boys actually performed really well, right? It was over 50-50 chance. And then on the big stage, obviously, Onyx Indonesia did extremely well, right? So swept the entire Valley team. But if you take a look at this tournament, I think instead of giving them a percentage like 60%, which I totally understand what Trax is saying, out of those 3 teams, I think our team has a really good chance of making it out. I think that really for the Outplay team right now, they have a manager, Smiling. They have a coach, Dale. And then Dale, by the way, was, I think people call him Mr. Universe or something like that, right?
Mr. Worldwide.
Mr. Worldwide. Mr. Worldwide.
Mr. Dale.
Yeah.
Coach Dale, Mr. Worldwide.
Because he coached a lot of teams. And then one of the teams was Team Falcon last year. And Falcon was a team...
Yeah, coached Echo way back.
Yeah, he's with Echo, homeboys.
He was rated was one of the... I should say one of the best coaches, right? He definitely know what he's doing. Falcon was one of the best teams. You don't have to see like just who he is, just look at the results. So this guy know what he's doing. So now Outplay, this is really the first time that an A team has proper support, right? You got an organization, behind the team that's going. So when Private was saying lock basic in the closet, I think that's really. I think that's the one of the concerns that's actually we don't have to worry too much this time, especially with the entire managed support system behind Outplay. I'm actually really excited to see what they can do, but really I think it's 100 or 0. If they just forget about everything and just focus on the matches and do what's needed to be done, everybody's zoned in instead of zoned out, I think they have a really good chance of beating ONIC Indonesia, right? Just be the number 1 in the group stage. But if they don't, they will lose to any team. We've seen that in the group stage of last year. Remember Valley losing the entire group stage? When they got the group stage, we're like, oh, this is gonna be lit. And then proceeded to lost to everyone except for one team, right? So yeah, it's a 100 to 0 situation in my book, I think.
It's kind of funny because we haven't faced ONIC since it was ONIC time when they sent us home last year. So it's funny to be able to get to go up against them nice and early in the group stage.
This is the match Hoon wanted. Hoon and Shark both wanted this match. They said they wanted to face ONIC again, so they're getting it. Yeah. Something else really interesting about the schedule of the matches is since we face ONIC and then Burn faces ONIC, then we face ONIC. Either way, it's Burn versus ONIC and us versus ONIC, and then the last match is us versus Burn. So if we lose to ONIC and Burn loses to ONIC, it makes that last match so much more hype. Like just in the general sense of Mobile Legends, like all my NA pride aside, all this aside, like just because there's so much on the line for both teams and the quote unquote stronger team of the group is playing first.
There's a lot on the line.
The tiebreaker will essentially come down to that third match between Burn X and OP, and it's like on the last day. I think it's definitely very interesting.
Yeah. Here it didn't show the schedule for the group stage, which is a shame.
It shows it on the Instagram. You can see all like the days
I looked it up.
Yeah, okay.
It's ONIC taking on Burn X Flash day 1, and then the next time that group plays is going to be day 3 and day 4.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know we play on the 12th, right? Outplay is going to go play on the 12th and 13th.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's going to be 2 days that you don't sleep and just.
Oh yeah.
Not at all.
Cheer for, I got the Outplay jersey, ready to cheer for the team, so we're excited. All right. Okay, I think that covers the main thing I want to talk about. Last but not least, anything you guys before we do the closing statement, just a quick something that you want to focus on in MSC. Like, let's talk about bigger picture this time, not just North America, because MSC is going to be an exciting match. This entire tournament, different from previous tournaments, it's every stage has elimination, right? Group stage, the third team doesn't even make it to the playoffs. You can't even play them, right? So if you lose before 14th, you're on the 13th. By the 13th, once the result comes out, you lost. You're going home. You're packing. But and on the 15th, it's not double elimination. It's single elimination for the playoff. A lot of people didn't actually know that. Single elimination is pretty brutal, right? So sometimes can be unlucky. Imagine being matched with Echo round 1, right? Like you don't even get a second chance. So anything that you guys want to particularly highlight for MSC? Let's start with Trex.
First of all, there's so everything gets redrawed for the bracket. The only stipulation is first place group stage picks can't be with other first stage, so it'll always be a first versus second place from the group stage, but it will be drawn again. Meaning there's a very high chance that regions with 2 slots like Indo and Philippines will be on the same side of the bracket. Also meaning there's a very high chance we may not have a PH versus PH finals again, which is kind of interesting. There's also all the new regions, so I think something to definitely point our eyes to is how well are regions like NA, Turkey, MENA, some of these other regions going to do. And then last but not least, is Echo going to pull off the Grand Slam here? You know, are they going to get a MPL World Champ and MSC? So there's a lot, definitely a lot of storylines going on through all of it. Because Blacklist also wants the Grand Slam. If they get an MSC, they also have all 3 first teams to do that. Nobody else has ever done that before. So a lot of eyes right now are on Echo and Blacklist to see who's going to pull it off first.
Yeah, Deku.
Absolutely. I feel the same thing. That's what I've been like. If let's say everything goes wrong for OP, I want to see who's gonna be able to pull out the Grand Slam, whether it's Blacklist or Echo, because that's the next hype thing.
Okay, let me put it this way: any team that you would, I don't know how familiar you are with the wildcard teams, right? Any teams you like outside of Outplay, or and the MPL, the big MPL regions, the Philippines and Indonesia, like any teams?
Oh yeah, I would say one of them is Phoenix. I think I'm keeping my eyes on them. They're really good, man. If you watch how they play, their play style, it kind of reminds me of Outplay in a sense. Like Outplay is known for, being aggressive, being objective focused, nice and early, super fast, and always keeping their eyes on the bigger picture. And I feel like Phoenix is one of those teams that kind of does the same thing. So, I mean, they're one of the ones that I'm excited about for sure. Another one that I'm looking forward to seeing is Turkey, though. Fireflux.
Yeah, they're Incendio Supremacy.
Yeah. Oh, they are. I didn't know they didn't
just know minus Rosa, but Rosa was like their best player. So a lot. We're wondering how they're gonna do.
How they're gonna go around it.
Okay, I got a question. So who would y'all say would be the after group stage? Well, regardless, let's count people in group stage 2. Like, who do you think would be considered the dark horse for this?
Fireflux.
One team.
Fireflux, I would say, because
I think we know, or Phoenix, but we know Myanmar strong,
Yeah,
so you can't really count them as a dark horse nowadays.
That's what I would have said too. I was thinking that same thing. I think Fireflux is one of those teams. You don't get once you see them, they perform. Their actions speak louder than words, and they're definitely going to put on a show. And one thing I wanted to harp on though is outside of just our group stage, there's amazing teams out here. Like if you guys go back, even if you just go back and watch the grand finals for the MPLs for all of these teams, you'll be surprised on how much talent is actually here. It's really good. And also just to know the story or the background of how many teams, some of them almost went to a game 7 like we did, almost as intense. I mean, Evo had a pretty long series in their grand final. I want to say, who else was it? Was it RSG Slate that had a long one too? It may have been, but regardless, check these teams out. Honestly, it's full of talent, and I think a lot of the things in the group stages may come to a surprise to a lot of people, and I just can't wait to see how the playoffs is going to be as well.
Eunice, well, what's exciting for you about MSC?
I just want to see, obviously, I'm kind of still looking at all the brackets, and still nothing started yet. Nothing official lineups have all been out, obviously, but I want to see how they improved from M3, because I know if anything, Trex knows a lot because he casted, but he kind of has the Hawkeye of all the teams. I also want to take previous matches from how they played and to how they have it in MSC. Definitely am interested, but I kind of want to see how the brackets turn out though, the end result, because I'm looking at the brackets, and obviously we are all focusing on NA's bracket, but aside from us two, everything else is it's just the brackets are so intense as well, and there's single elimination as well, and whoever gets knocked off here goes home. There's no other chance. It's just you lose, you're done.
Yeah,
kind of
brutal.
Yeah. Gotta go home. You gotta pack your stuff, get out the door. You don't got a second chance anymore.
Yeah, That's basically that. That's you lose, you go emotional.
Yeah, yeah, and like they don't have like that safe. I would like say like they don't have that safe, secure spot feeling as they did in NACT because we had a double elimination.
Yeah, bless you.
Thank
Nice
you.
dad.
Thank you. They had a double elimination. So like even if you lost, you're okay, you know, because you have a whole nother bracket to go through, and like depending on how many points you get or how many matches you win, it determines your spot. But now this one is just not even determining your spot. It's just literally the first game. If you lose or you play like crap, you're out. Like there's no other choice. It's just flip of a coin. That's what it is.
Do or die.
Oh yeah. YOLO.
Yeah, YOLO. Private. Is YOLO
It's
aspect also capturing your attention?
It's interesting that she brings up the double elimination because I've always felt like teams from the Philippines really shine when it comes to a double elimination. Like when they hit the lower bracket, they come up super strong, and I feel like that's because that's when the coaches like really kick it in the high gear because like, all right, we lost, now we got to focus on what we lost and how we lost, and they come back so strong. There's there's a huge opportunity with a single elimination to surprise teams here, and that's what I'm really excited for because I think Echo or Blacklist, I think they have the huge potential to get surprised from this because I want to say like in all these other tournaments, there's always been that lower bracket to at least kind of calm down to and be like, all right guys, we messed up, let's go ahead and bring it back. But there's not going to be here, and it's going to be very interesting to see how that goes. And that's why I say I'm really positive. I feel like if there's going to be like a good opportune moment for a team like OP to really kind of shine, it's going to be here because there's a whole lot of different it's basically a new team. You have a coach that was not with them before, so he's bringing something to them. So all that anybody else knows right now is it's just these talented players who now have a coach. And like I said, I'm not big when it comes into the coaching or strategy. Maybe Coach Dale has a certain strategy he usually goes for, but I just really am super hopeful here for OP to do well here, and I feel like as much as I'm not a huge fan of double elimination, just because I feel like it doesn't always pit the top best teams at the ends. I forgot how that usually goes, but with the single elimination, it does lead to I feel like it can be a little bit more emotional because like it's just one and done, and you just have one shot at it. So I'm gonna be excited. I'm honestly, and I'm a huge fan of OP. If they do lose and they do get knocked out, I'm still probably gonna be watching the entire thing all the way through to the end of MSC.
Blacklist versus Echo round 1. Woohoo! No.
Yeah.
No mystery. Problem solved.
Okay.
On the 15th. But to be honest, I just want to give a special shout out to Smiling, right? OP's manager. By the way, if you did not go to NACT spring, the grand finals, and you didn't get a chance to meet Smiling, one of the sweetest girl, and she's very tiny, like a tiny girl, right? Imagine a tiny girl going out there.
She's like 2 feet tall. It's crazy.
Yeah, like a petite, with that word, tiny. So you can hold her in one hand. But the point is, she's going there managing 6 dudes, really, plus a coach. So a lot of responsibilities, and then a lot of pressure, to be honest. But I think she has done some crazy jobs. She has many jobs in her real life. And then before, interesting story, before they went to MSC, she had to work really hard to cover her shift. So, because she's taking a lot of day off to go to MSC, right? So you have to make sure, she doesn't reduce that much income. So you have to take a lot of shift. So very, very powerful young lady. And I just want to say, that kind of commitment has to be commended. This is what North America is largely supported by the passion of the community. So here, let me see a show of hand if you're hosting or participating in a summer event, summer tournament. Let me see. So, okay, I see Trax and Steph Weezy and Private. Okay, so how about let's just have this 3 talk. And by the way, if you're watching now, and then MSC is obviously a great tournament to watch. Make sure to go watch and support Outplay for North America. But then there are also tournaments you can join and watch at the same time that locally happen in North America. And start off from Trax. Trax, why don't you go ahead and tell us about the tournament you're hosting?
Well, in July, we're having the Slip and Slide WikiWatchy 5-3000, where all the top players are going to race on a giant. No, I'm just kidding. No, we're just hosting. We're just hosting a tournament in July called the Mayhem Cup. Just to have some fun. Honestly, it's been a while since I've done anything like that, so I've been kind of itching for it. We're inviting a lot of the top teams. You guys, more information will be posted soon. I'm not going to leak any information yet. A couple teams have already verified coming, and yeah.
What time is it?
July 15, 16 is going to be group stage. It'll be 10 teams. First two lowest scoring teams will get knocked out to leave 8 left over into a bracket on the 19th to 23rd of next month. It'll start at like 6:30 p.m. EST around that time, so it'll be a bit of a later night tournament. So if you guys are overseas, it might be a little easier to catch because we'll probably be going till about 12 or so.
Yeah. See, we might need to talk about the schedule a little bit later. I believe fall. There might be fall qualifier schedule coming up. So yeah, Trax. Let's definitely talk after this.
It's already approved.
A podcast. Yeah. Well, yeah. Sure. Let's talk afterwards.
Already approved.
So Weezy, why don't you tell us about MLS? Your tournament. Go ahead.
Yeah, so just harping on what Trex was kind of talking about, we're actually doing a little bit of a collaboration. So mine starts a little bit earlier than his. I'm partnered not only just myself, but that guy above me right there. And also this lady alongside me as well. We are hosting a tournament where we're allowing 32 teams in North America to compete called the Cyberpunk for the Mobile Legends Scrim Academy. Registration is currently open right now. It's going to close on the 11th. So if you guys want to join, make sure you stop by our Discord server and sign up. It's going to be a $1,000 cash prize, 100,000 diamonds from Moonton. We already have big teams on there. BTK's already made their way through. They heard about that cash, man. They're trying to get it. So if anybody thinks they can take them down, take the reigning champs to the NACT Grand Finals, is definitely a place to be. We'll be live on our YouTube channel, casting all of it. You'll probably see some special guests. I know our last tournament we had not only Dave was on there, Trex was on there as well. And then we also had Jay's Gideon. Was it Gideon?
He was Gideon.
Gideon. Yeah. So there's a lot of support around the world that'll be there. And it's just one of the things that we like to do to get together on the off season when the NACT is not live to keep that competition going. So definitely show out, and show some competition if you guys are ready. And you can just sign up on the MLSA Discord, follow us on YouTube, or DM any of us on Discord if you need any more information.
Okay.
There's just
Private.
I was just about to say, there's just always something going on in North America, and they've been doing, Wheezy and Trex have been doing such a great job kind of filling in that little need that we have when it comes to the drug of Mobile Legends, especially now that MOBAs are kind of getting few and far between with the news that's been going on around the world about other MOBAs too. So like, I mean, we're on an upswing. Like I said, with Trex's, with his coming up too, I'm going to be helping out with that. Xena's going to be getting involved as well. So it's a lot of great things happening in the midterm between now and the next NACT, which do we have any dates yet, Dave?
Yeah.
Nothing I can talk about.
Put him on the spot.
But let's just say I need to have a chat with Trax
Any
afterwards.
rough estimate? When is the season? What month is the season gonna start? Maybe we could let the viewers know that.
Yeah, so it's called the NACT fall season, and then it'll be larger and greater. That's all I can tell you. And there's so much stuff happening for fall, and then you'll love it. So the difference from fall to spring, because there are a lot of upgrades, including prize money, including how all the stuff are handled, and then there's me a very, very clear changes, and the players will feel it, the viewers will feel it, and then most importantly, I think the talents or the casters who are bringing the show will feel it as well. So everybody will be on a clear page on exactly Go ahead.
Maybe a slightly, maybe a bigger in-person grand finals.
Ooh,
Tough
that
talk,
is
maybe?
a great suggestion. I will definitely,
Top 4 teams. Top
So-
teams? Question mark.
yeah. So make sure to follow. Yo, hold on. Actually, I have one question. Weezy, when's their tournament again? Date?
Starts June 16th.
Okay,
and it
June
goes
16th.
Until the beginning of July.
All
Right
right.
around the corner.
Beginning of July. So that's July 8th, something like that. Yeah. Wait, July.
No, it's
Like
before
July 1st and 2nd,
Not like
right?
a
Yeah,
week and,
yeah,
week and a half.
second.
Week and a
Second.
half.
Oh, I
It's,
see. Oh, so
second to last day.
jam-packed. Every weekend we have tournaments, right? So end
Yeah.
of June, July, and then right after that, 8th and 9th, we have and then a tracks tournament. Wait, your tournament says it's July. You start from July 8th and 9th, right? Or 15th, 16th. 15th, 16th.
mine?
Yeah, 15th, 16th.
I'm guessing it's going to start at the 8th and 9th now, and then it'll be from the 12th to the 16th. That's what it sounds like, because it sounds like qualifiers is going to start at
I know. I
the
didn't say anything.
19th or something
I
like
didn't
that.
not say anything.
That's the vibe I'm
You-
getting.
you guys-
I'm very
yeah,
flexible.
you getting a
Wink, wink.
vibe?
He didn't say anything.
Yeah. So, all right, guys.
Just
I
so
think
there's no conflict of interest.
yeah, that will be it for us today. Hope you guys enjoyed the discussion, the podcast, the roundtable. Make sure to drop the like, subscribe, and turn the bell on to all notification bells, because we'll send out a lot of notifications in the community posts about all those tournaments happening in North America, so you guys can go watch them and then support the tournaments, right? It's this type of community tournaments by the community leaders, like everybody here on the panel, that really make NA come alive, in between those big official tournaments. So again, big shout out to everyone who put in effort and work, and big shout out to everyone who are here. Make sure to support Team Outplay for North America on June 12th. So put that on your calendar. That's going to be the first day Outplay plays against none other than Onyx Indonesia. So it's going to be very, very exciting. Hope you guys are ready. And then that's going to be it for us tonight. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye for now.